had a big return earlier, takes this one on the run, lost the football, and stays on his feet. Out across the 30 and still going. Steven Sims will take this all the way into the end zone. 91 yards for a Redskins touchdown.
Well, he had the dynamic kickoff return to start the game, but how about this one? Sometimes these balls, you're going to see him. This is Harmon right here running through this defense, and this is a confident throw by Dwayne Haskins. But then this catch, oh my God, other hand to the football. What a spectacular catch by Harmon. Talk about helping out your rookie quarterback.
40 yards to Marvin, his average comes down. And now Driscoll is going deep. It is picked off by Fabian Moreau. Driscoll sets and throws. Now it's intercepted by Quentin Dunbar. Haskins on third down. He throws and it's caught by Terry McLaurin at the Detroit 21-yard line, 17.
What's going on, people? CP3 live from the lab, week 13, NFL game day. We got Redskins Panthers coming up at 1 o'clock. We got some good games on the slate in week 13. You got the Ravens and the 49ers at 1 o'clock. That I'll definitely be checking out the Redskins game and that game at the same time. I don't know why they didn't flex that game to 8 o'clock, because that's going to be, I think that's a possible Super Bowl matchup right there, because the Ravens looking unstoppable. The 49ers playing solid ball. Kyle Shanahan out there calling the offense, defense out there balling. I've been watching their defense because they're my fantasy football defense. So they've been getting me points, doing things, getting turnovers, sacks, and, keeping the other team out the end zone. So we got a lot of good games on tap today. So make sure you go down to Martini's down in Fort Washington at 725 Katy Drive. Got NFL game day, $5 drink and food specials, good drinks, cold beer. Go on down there and check it out. I couldn't make it down there. I'm feeling a little under the weather. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. But hopefully I'll be back at it and be back down there next week for week 14 NFL game day. But make sure y'all go check them out. Good food, good drinks, nice chill atmosphere, and Redskins fans. What more could you ask for? But today we're going to talk a little DC sports before we get into the NFL matchup with the Redskins versus the Panthers, which is kind of a funny game because both of these teams using a second year or rookie quarterback. Cam Newton's on the IR. Case Keenum, got hurt. Haskins starting the rest of the season. So you got two basically inexperienced quarterbacks going up against, some decent defenses. And we're going to see what happens. We're going to break down the numbers and look at all the stats and everything. But before we get there, let's do a little bit of DC sports. We had the Capitals playing yesterday. They defeated the Detroit Red Wings in Detroit 5-2 behind Alex Ovechkin's hat trick, which was a different type of hat trick because he got one goal on 5-on-5, I believe, and then he got two empty net goals in the last minute and 40 of the game when Detroit pulled the goalie when they were down one goal. But essentially, Alex scored two more goals to make it a 5-2 game. And ironically, with those 5 goals, that put the Capitals at a 100-goal mark for the season. And apparently this is only the second time in the last 12 years that a team has hit 100 goals before the month of December. Now, if you recall, they started out hot with a 9-2-2 record. Then November, they topped that by going 10-2-3. So they're still the number one team in the Metro. I believe they're still tied. I think Boston plays a day. So I believe they're up on Boston because I looked the other day in Boston and the Capitals were tied for points for number one in the league. So Capitals are still staying red hot. You had Oshie. He scored a goal in the game. Tom Wilson scored a goal, which was his 10th. Oshie, that was his 11th, and that was that hat trick put Ovi at 20 for the year. So this is the 15th consecutive season that he's had 20-plus goals in the season, and that puts him in elite class. There's only 5 other NHL players in NHL history to do that. I don't have all the names. We'll talk about that tomorrow night on Sports on the Hill podcast on True Radio Network, starting at 7 o'clock. As always, DC Sports without the politics. You know what it is. But and then another fun fact: the Capitals are the only team in the league with 5 players with at least 10 goals. You got Ovi with 20, Wilson with 10, Rana with I believe he has 13, Oshie has 11, and Kuzi has 11. So this team is playing solid. I put a video out last night. I'll probably play it through here. I was supposed to play it when I'm talking Capitals now, but trying to run the board, look at stats, look at the pregame. I forgot to do it, so check it out. I'll play it tomorrow night during the Capitals segment on Sports on the Hill podcast. What's up, Mark? Appreciate you tuning in. You can check out the Facebook page, or the YouTube channel. Say play free today and get a win. Yeah, I'm not sure what this team is going to do, but I like what they did last week. Hopefully they can build off of it this week, but we'll talk about that in a little while. I'm going to talk about a little bit of Wizards. You know I don't really cover basketball, but I'm going to talk about it because they're on the West Coast road swing, and they lost Friday night to the Lakers 125 to 103. Bradley Beal led the way with 18 points, 3 rebounds, and 9 assists and 2 steals. AD was just too much for the Wizards. They've always had a problem trying to get a big man, and with a dominant force like AD on the other side, he had his way. He had 26 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 blocks. Hachimura, he had 16 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist. That was really much the help that Bradley Beal got going up against the Lakers. So tonight they have the Clippers in LA, which is, I think it's going to be another loss. The Wizards are 6-11, 10th in the East. The Clippers are 14-6, 3rd in the West. So another uphill battle for the Wizards tonight. Maybe they can, get something together and try to, not get beat by 22 like they did against the Lakers. But we're going to wait and see. We'll definitely talk about that tomorrow with the NBA Roundtable at about 7:35, 7:40. Robbie and the guys will be breaking down the Wizards week that was and going from there. Let's see. Well, let's go ahead and get into the reason why we're here. Redskins, Panthers, week 13. Redskins 2-9. Panthers 5-6. I already mentioned Cam Newton's out for the season. So they have rookie quarterback Kyle Allen, second year. Their offense is not too bad. I mean, numbers are better than the Redskins, of course, so who are we to judge when Redskins are last in almost every statistical category? But the Panthers offense, they get 347 yards a game, 221 yards passing, 125 yards rushing, 23 points a game, and a 31% third down conversion ratio on offense. We know that's one of the Redskins' Achilles heels. Now on defense, they're not as stout as they used to be. They're kind of at the bottom of the league in some of the categories. They give up 367 yards a game, which is 19th, 239 yards passing, which is 18th, 127 yards rushing, which is 27th. They give up 26 points a game, which is 26th, and they give up 41% on third down conversion. So their numbers are kind of close to the Redskins in a lot of aspects, but not as bad. Redskins, on the other hand, as we always talk about, offense, they average 253 yards a game, total offense, which is last in the league, 167 yards passing, which is last in the league, 85 yards rushing a game, which is 27th, 13.1 points a game, which is last, and 26.4% on third down conversion, which is also last. Defense, they give up 369 yards a game, which is 23rd, not too far off for Carolina. 231 yards passing, which is better than Carolina. They're 11th, for Carolina's 18th. Rushing, they give up 137 yards, which is 28th, which is right after Carolina. They're 27th. They give up 24.5 points, which is 23rd. Carolina, as I mentioned, give up 26.5. And third down conversions, they're at 48.4, which is dead last in the league. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting game. It's going to be like we saw last week, who makes the last mistake, and gives the other team the opportunity to take the game. You saw them defeat Detroit last week, the Redskins, that is, which no one thought they would. but they found a way to win. Haskins started out slow, improved in the fourth quarter. Hopefully he can build